What up, YouTube? Timbers here. Since this month I'm doing my reviews for past June films, here's my review for the 2009 comedy classic, The Hangover. The Hangover, holy cow, I can't believe how old this is. Today, The Hangover literally turns 12 years old. It premiered on this day back on June 5th, 2009. The Hangover movies, by the way, I actually didn't mind the sequels. I know so many people poo-poo on the sequels and whatnot. Well, they're not as good as the first film, yes. I still actually have some love for those. So, yeah. I'm only talking about the Hangover sequel too. But, the first Hangover, starring Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, Zach Galifianakis, which Zach Galifianakis done stuff before this movie. This was really the movie that really put Zach Galifianakis on the map for most folks. And of course, here you have the characters of Phil, Stu, Alan, who are going to Vegas to, you know, because they are having like a bachelor party for their best friend Doug. Then thing goes haywire when they end up getting, when they end up drinking and whatnot. Then they wake up with a hangover, no memory of what happened, and then their best friend Doug, played by Justin Bartha, ends up turning missing. And so they got retrace steps what happened, the night before and whatnot. And they and pretty much they tag through everything. Like they end up finding a missing, like this baby. They run into, a Chinese gangster named Mr. Chow, played wonderfully by the great Ken Jeong, and holy cow, Ken Jeong is so good in this movie. He like played this character really well. He's done stuff like before The Hangover. I believe Community premiered beforehand. He also done stuff like I remember him pop up in the movies like Role Models and whatnot. This was actually the movie that made me become a fan of Ken Jeong. I love Ken Jeong in this movie. I'm not even gonna lie. I'll totally watch a whole film with just Mr. Chow. He is so good in this movie. And not to mention, Ed Helms' Stu character ends up accidentally marrying this stripper played by Heather Graham. They even actually, I'm not even joking, they literally even steal a tiger that belonged to the great Mike Tyson. This is actually the movie that also made a lot of people become more of a fan of Mike Tyson, by the way. Because of course beforehand Mike Tyson did some not so weird stuff and whatnot. This is pretty much Mike Tyson sort of, making fun of himself and having a really fun cameo and whatnot. But man, Mike Tyson was so good in this film. He only played himself, obviously, yes, but he played himself pretty well. Like the scene where he ends up, pretty much punching, Alan in the face was pretty funny. You also had Mike Epps who plays Black Doug, who a best spoiler gives Alan the roofies and whatnot. Uh, Jeffrey Tambor was also in this. It was directed by Todd Phillips, the same guy who gave us, who not to mention, gave us, Joker. He gave us some other great movies in the past. He gave us Old School. I mean, they got some really solid, great players here. It's definitely a really solid, fun film. It's so entertaining. It's raunchy. One of my favorite comedies. It is my favorite comedy in 2009. If I did my top 10 favorite 2009 comedies, The Hangover is number one. It's so good. It's one of the highest grossing comedies to ever get released. How much it made? The box office total, get this, made $469.3 million. It did great for its box office roundup. Then of course they ended up doing Hangover 2, which premiered in 2011, 2 years after. Then they did Hangover 3, which came out, in 2013. Although at this point we never got to see a fourth one, but they ended up the trilogy pretty well. So, that aside, I just love The Hangover so much. If you guys have never really seen The Hangover, where can you find it nowadays? You can find it on Fandango now, Vudu, Prime Video, Apple TV. Surprised HBO Max doesn't have The Hangover trilogy. Hopefully, we'll see HBO Max have it. Like, somebody said they're not even on Netflix or whatever. Let me leave you guys. Have you ever seen The Hangover? And so, what's up? Were you a fan of it? Were you not a fan of it? And out of the Hangover films, which one do you prefer? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. This is Timmy signing off.